My dearest Balsi, panimula ni Ninoy sa sulat niya sa kanyang anak na si Maria Elena noong August 18, 1973 mula sa Fort Bonifacio. I write you this letter with tears in my eyes and as if steel fingers are crushing my heart because I wanted so much to be with you as you celebrate your legal emancipation. Now that you have come of age, my love, a voice tells me that I am no longer young. Suddenly, I feel old. I want to send you a bouquet of roses, big red roses, from my dreamland garden. Our future has suddenly become uncertain, and our fate unknown. I am even now beginning to doubt whether I'll ever be able to return to you and the family. Isinunod ni Ninoy ang pagpapayo kay Balsi. Mahalin mo ang iyong nanay. Alagaan ang iyong mga kapatid. Finally, forgive me, my love, for not having been an ideal, good, and thoughtful father to you all as I pursued public office. I had hopes and high resolve of making up, but I am afraid my destiny will not oblige. I seal this letter with a drop of tear and a prayer in my heart that somehow, somewhere, we shall meet again and I will finally be able to make up for all my lapses in a kingdom where justice reigns supreme and love is eternal. Sa sulat naman ni Ninoy kay Francisco Soc Rodrigo, inihayag niya kung paano siya nagbalik loob sa Diyos. March 12, 1973, si Ninoy at si Pepe Diokno ay isinakay sa isang helicopter na may presidential seal. Silang dalawa ay piniringan at ipinosas. May 35 minutong lumipad ang helicopter. Nang alisin ang piring at posas ni Ninoy, nakita niya sarili sa isang maliit na kwarto na may bagong pinta. Ang ilaw ay isang daylight neon tube na bukas 24 na oras, kaya hindi alam ni Ninoy kung kailan natatapos ang gabi at kailan nagsisimula ang umaga. Hinubaran si Ninoy. Tinanggal ang relo, salamin sa mata, sapatos, maging ang wedding ring ay hinubad. Sa pagkakataong iyon, inusig ni Ninoy ang Diyos. Ano ang kanyang kasalanan? Bakit siya pinababayaan ng Diyos? Nasaan ang katarungan? Sa yugtong ito, pagpapatuloy ng sulat, naalala ni Ninoy ang paalala ni Soc Rodrigo. Hindi natutulog ang Diyos. Dinasal ni Ninoy ang rosaryo, ang mga misteryo, nagbalik sa isip niya ang kanyang buong buhay na waring isang lumang pelikula. At tila may narinig siyang tinig. Bakit ka umiiyak? Binigyan na kita ng maraming pabuya, karangalan at duwalhati na hindi tinatamasa ng milyon-milyon mong kababayan. At hindi mo ako pinasalamatan minsan man. Binigyan kita ng isang ganap na buhay, isang mainam na asawa at kaibig-ibig na mga anak. At ngayon, binibigyan kita ng kaunting paghihirap ay umiiyak ka at nagmamaktol na tila batang sutil.
Because of Ninoy becoming prayerful, God helped him and he underwent this transformation. Siguro nung araw, sasabihin natin, Ninoy was a politician, an ambitious politician who wanted to be president. But after having been imprisoned, he realized that the most important thing in this world is first of all to acknowledge that God is the only being that matters. And so, from being a politician, he became a very spiritual person.
I knew early on, and I discovered that there is a God who is just. Na merong isang Panginoon na ibibigay sa atin ang ating kagandahang ginawa at paparusahin tayo sa ating kamaliang nagawa rin. It is because of that faith in my divine Creator that sustained me all these years.
Pabalik-balik, gayunman ang pangungulila, ang sakit ng damdamin na ibinuhos niya sa mga tula.
There is no one to keep me company in this lonely cell, in this compound, where simple, honest men turn to beasts, unmoved by pity, untouched by conscience. I eat alone what food I'm thrown in unclean metal plates licked by dogs. I pray, I jog, I tire myself, I sleep, desperately hoping to dream joy I once knew. Imprisoned in a sweat box, with knobless door, windows barred, walls painted monotonously drab. Sleeping on concrete bed, feasted on by every hungry insect, deafened by the silent ticking of each second in this man-made room, this my living tomb. I barely see the sun, feel its soothing rays. I have not seen a single star for many, many months. I have forgotten the image of a laughing child, a smile. I miss the laughter and songs of my daughters, greetings of a friend. I scratch the wall to mark the passage of each day, a day lost forever, never to return, wasted, gone. I watch the marching, lengthening column of my days, passing me by in mournful cadence to their death, like dripping drops of water from life's vessel. Drip, drip, drip. The leather jug will soon be dry, empty, like a body with no more blood and tears to shed. And then, goodbye.
Dinakip at kinulong si Ninoy noong September 22, 1972. Noon lamang April 1975 siya sinimulang litisin at sa komisyong militar pa. Ang mga miyembro ng komisyong militar ay mga opisyal ng AFP. Appointed lahat ni Marcos. Ang commander-in-chief nila ay si Marcos. May sumpa silang sumunod sa kanilang commander-in-chief nang hindi nagtatanong pa. Paano nga naman makakaasa ng katarungan si Ninoy? Ang habla kay Ninoy ay multiple cases ng subversion, murder, rebellion at illegal possession of firearms. Si Ninoy raw ay isa sa mga nangungunang leader ng NPA. Kasama ni Ninoy sa mga habla sina Victor Corpus, ang dating PC Lieutenant na sumapi sa NPA, at Bernabe Buscaino alias Commander Dante, ang noon ay punong commander ng NPA. Sa halip na matakot at manahimik, lalong tumindi ang tatag ni Ninoy. Ang wika niya, all that I hold sacred, the inherent dignity and worth of every human being, his freedom of thought and speech and press, his liberty to choose without fear or pressure the public officials of his own choice, and the great principles of democracy handed down to us by our forebears have been set aside for the convenience of one man's continued stay in power. May mga nagpayo kay Ninoy, humingi raw siya ng awa kay Marcos. Ang kanyang sagot, mas gugustuhin ko pang mamatay ng nakatayo at may karangalan kesa mabuhay ng nakaluhod sa kahihiyan. Hindi kinilala ni Ninoy ang jurisdiction ng Military Commission. Wika niya, my non-participation is an act of protest against the structures of injustice that brought us here. It is also an act of faith in the ultimate victory of right over wrong, of good over evil. In all humility I say, it is a rare privilege to share with the motherland her bondage, her anguish, her every pain and suffering. Marami ang namangha, marahil maging si Marcos, sa tatag ng loob at paninindigan ni Ninoy. Pinwesa siya ni Marcos na dumalo sa hearings ng Military Commission. Sinimulan ni Ninoy ang hunger strike na umabot ng 40 araw at gabi. Halos naging butot balat siya, nabingit siya sa kamatayan.
Alam mo, Cory, if I don't survive, then at least I'll finally find rest. But if I survive this 40-day hunger strike, then maybe God intends for me to do something else.
May 13, 1975, nawala na siya ng malay matapos nagawaran ni Cardinal Sin ng huling sakramento. Isinugod siya ng militar sa Veterans Memorial Hospital at pinwersang kumain. Si Ninoy ay binuhay ni Marcos dahil makakasama sa martial law kung siya ay mamatay.
Hindi naman siya pababayaan ni Marcos na mamatay.
Oo.
Pero hindi rin pipigilin kung sakaling maging vegetable na siya, no?
Noong November 1977, sinintensyahan si Ninoy kasama sina Corpus at Buscaino ng kamatayan sa pamamagitan ng firing squad. Subalit ang hatol ay hindi agad ipinatupad dahil makakasama sa martial law. April 1978, pinangunahan ni Ninoy ang lakas ng bayan o laban sa eleksyon ng mga delegado para sa tinatawag na Interim National Assembly.